Pyramid, a monumental construction built 4,000 years ago, is truly a wonder of this world. What is wonder? So many people have been enslaved, tortured to death. This is not a wonder. It cannot be. Slave economics cannot be called a wonder. Is that so? Let's find out. When we think of pyramid and its construction, we always remember this. If it is indeed true, then let's see the economics behind. If we want slaves who are nothing but people, we have to find out where these people are living, we have to hunt their habitat and destroy their habitat so that we can capture them. The population currently is 8 billion, whereas the population some 4,000 years back is not even 8 million. That is less than 1% of what today's population is. Even this population is so widely spread out that there is a big mountain or forest in between them. That brings to our first task to identify where these people are living. So for that one, we have to appoint one traveler. One traveler is too risky because something may hunt him. So we have to go for two or three. So we have to train these people first. We have to provide them food for traveling, and we also have to give them proper equipments. So this brings us the first expenses. Then comes the second expenses, because after these people brings out some information, then we need to go and hunt these people. Who? You and me? Possibly it cannot be. We need to get trained people to capture these people, because these people are hard people, forest people. So we have to train specially to capture these people. So that brings our second expenses. To train people and to get them proper equipments. To maintain the equipments, we need a smith, and the smith needs a foundry to work on, and then we have to train medical people in case of injury. This brings us our second expenses. Our third job is to move these people. Town will be very sparsely populated. There will be a big distance between each town. So let's say 50 kilometers. Now we have to move these people from here to that 50 kilometers. Not everybody will have chariots to move. Some will be walking around, and you cannot leave these people behind also. So you have to walk along with these people. So that brings us your speed of moving from here to there. That means it will take at least 2 days for you to reach there. That means you have to take food for it, and you also have to take some tent for staying. This brings us our fourth expenses. Now you have reached the town. Now you are going to hunt these people. That people will also retaliate. So there will be a lot of destruction in both sides. Let's say you have lost 100 people. The opponent have lost some 200 to 300 people. And there may be some old age people who may not be beneficial for you. Let's kill them also. So in total, if you have 1,000 people in that village, you will get 500 people who's beneficial for you. So now you have to move this 500 people to your place. How? If you bring people like this, they will suffer a lot of dehydration and suffocation, and at the end of the day, they will start dying. In the second day, most of the people will be die off. Then if you go empty-handed, do you think the king will let you live? No. So these 500 people are your profits. So you have to preserve them properly. That means you have to give them proper food and then take them back to your place. Now the people are ready. Do you think you can allow them to construct directly? No, because these are village people. You have to train them. And you cannot torture them in training also, because if they die, you don't have people to construct. So you have to train them with proper food. Okay, this brings our last expenses. Now the people are ready to construct. Okay, now do you think you can torture them like this? If you torture them like this, the first day they may be very well. Second day their strength will get down. Third day even down. Fourth day still down. And in 1 week people will start dying off. And the next week every population will be wiped out. So you will not have much people to construct. So all your expenses is basically for this 2 weeks. This is what you got as a profit. Now this is just for 500 people's strength. Imagine that you have some thousands of people, then you must have spent a lot, like a war. So you have to spend a much expenses like this, and you just got 2 weeks outcome means then think of soon the king will become a beggar or he must have stopped the construction at all. But the pyramid has been constructed. That means these people, they are not left off to die. That means they have been provided proper food, proper water, proper medical facilities and proper place to stay. Now just think of they have got food, they have proper place to stay and everything. Now how do you call this as a slavery? The only difference is they cannot do whatever they wish to. If that is the truth, then imagine now how many of us are doing what we are willing to do. No, right? The only difference is they are doing what they have been given and we are doing what we have got. That's the difference. A mirror reflection of this concept is called gladiatrix. The short story behind this is local rich people identify some local talents, they train them. Now they allowed them to fight. So big people from the cities, they come and take these people in auction. Then they take these talent to the big fighting arena called the Colosseum. In the Colosseum, when they fight, the next day itself, if they die means what happens to their investment? Now, if all the people die off, then what happens to their investment? Totally wiped off. Then these people will come to the street and nobody will be ready to invest in. That means the game will not happen. But the game has happened for so many years. That means these people were not allowed to die off. That means they were not given proper sword. They were given blunt swords. In case of protecting the vital organs, they have been given shields. In case of any ego issues, there must be a referee to disconnect them. This is exactly how the fight happened. You can check out the link in the description for more details. So, slavery and torture may appeal to your emotions, but to be a reality, economics will not allow it. Slavery is against economic growth. Look at the nations around you. Those who have developed, they have given more freedom to the people. And those who have treated their people as a slave, they are not. Always remember, emotions and economics do not travel together. Until next time.